Achieved 2 goals. Number 1, a solo GM on Lake of Shadows without the use of the boss cheese. And number 2, a run on the Hunter, because I have not done a Hunter solo GM this week. So, this run does fulfill those 2 things. There are 2 major exploits with Lake of Shadows. Number 1, the Tormentor skip, which skips that and a few champs. And the final boss cheese on the roof basically takes the difficulty out of the GM, which it does. So I'm going to do the boss fight legit, but I am going to skip the Tormentor, but I am going to show you the clip of me destroying the Tormentor on the previous run to this, knowing that I'm basically confident with my build that it just destroys him anyways, so I just skipped him because I already know the outcome of it. Get it? But in the video at the very start, I'll show you the Tormentor Melt, so that justifies to you, say, oh, yeah, you can melt the Tormentor very easily, so it's no problem to skip him. But I think what's more important is not to cheese the boss. I think that's more important, right? So, this is Lake of Shadows mods. We're going to quickly go through everything because I don't want the video too long. Surges are Arc Surge, Void Surge, Arc Fret. Champions are Barrier and Unstoppable. We're using Raiden Flux Arc Strider as follows: Arc Staff, Gambler's Dodge, Disorienting Blow, Flashbang Grenade, Aspects was Tempest Strike, Ascension, Fragments was Spark of Shock, Frequency, Resistance, Focus, and I forgot to take Spark of Beacons off. Would you believe it? I'm got an Arc Weapon on. Oh well, doesn't matter, I've already done the run, I'm not running it back. Weapon wise, we're using Supremacy for Barrier Sniper, Lemon Arc, and a Fire and Forget Chill Clip Linear Fusion Rifle. Artifact mods on screen. I'm not using Particle because we want to use Limit Break, and Defibrillate and Blast always has to go on. So we're taking a hit on our Fusion, didn't matter all that much. It did on the Meatball, but other than that it didn't. Limit Break was really handy to us with my super build, with my Raiden Flux build. Mods are on screen. I don't need to go through all this with you because there's a dim link. You get a dim link, right? So there you go. This run, like I say, a full solo GM of Lake of Shadows. Tormentor skip, yes, but boss cheese was not done. The clip of the Tormentor is at the start, then the run will follow. Okay, so first up, this is the bonus clip of me melting the Tormentor. So how I would go about it is first do some chip damage to him. There is no fret while his shoulder pads are up, really. You don't need to blind him right away either. Depends on what you're running. In my case, we are running a flashbang grenade, so we will blind him before we pop super. That is critical, but once we get the blinding, we're good because Arc Staff inherently blinds targets. This Tormentor is not a boss Tormentor, he is a major Tormentor. Therefore, you can shackle him, you can freeze him, and you can blind him. You need to have some of that in your kit, and you're fine. Now I'm using the Limit Break Raiden Flux to do extra damage. So we're going to also freeze him. Look at this, is why I'm using Fire and Forget, look. So we break his shoulder pads, but we're freezing him, slowing him. Then we get a flashbang grenade. We pop an Ascension for Amplified, so we get our Limit Break buff, and then we go in with Raiden. Look, easy melt on Tormentor, so there you go. So with the actual run itself, we're going to start off with a flashbang grenade, and we're going to chain my Ascension and Tempest Strike. What you want to do with that is use your Tempest Strike first, then Ascension, because Ascension will give you another Tempest Strike back, because Ascension works with Gamblers and Marksman's Dodge. At least I think it works with Marksman. It definitely works with Gamblers anyways. Which that's the play that you would do for this, so that you can spam abilities a little bit back to back. Okay, this starting section, we just want to get this guy weak, depending on what Bane you get. It could be a Hypernova though. If it is a Hypernova Elite, they are more tanky. I recommend you don't even try and kill them. You just set them off and run away. They take too much ammo to kill. The Hypernova Elites, they have more HP than a general Hypernova Red Bar. For context, just let them set off and run away, because you're wasting ammo and time on them. Just leave them. If it's a red bar Hypernova, no, melt them down, by all means, with your linear. Right, so we got rid of these taken enemies, this starting section. We've also got a super. Now we're going to do an advanced technique where we're going to spawn in the Unstoppable Champion and the Barrier Champion together. Because I want to get more bang for my buck with the super. Here we go, look, we use the pyramid as cover. Ship spawns in, Unstoppable is spawning from a ship. We get amplified to get a limit break super going. We then do R1, R1, R2. I'm not giving you the PC bindings. What's your PC bindings? I don't know. I'm not going through it with you. I don't think I should have to tailor to PC players because I'm not on PC to tell you they're your bindings. I'm having a crash out now because of you. We spawn in the taken enemies, no big deal. I'm not resetting the run. I didn't mean to. My jolt has ended up killing too many Cabal enemies. And if you didn't know, if you leave one Cabal enemy up, you can kill, you can stop this spawn from happening. But I'm not going to reset my run just because that happened. No, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with the dice. So we're just going to get rid of the taken enemies. No big deal. I'm actually generating to my next super anyways. So yeah, we'll just keep doing our Ascension and our Tempest Strike spam. Really good combo, both of them together. It really is. Supremacy's fantastic damage in this, especially on champs. There's pros and cons to running a rocket sidearm versus a sniper. And what I will tell you is, against unstops and barriers, a sniper is the better choice, especially kinetic tremor sniper. Whereas a rocket sidearm has more add capabilities. It's just general on the fly better for fighting adds. And it's better on freshers. The sniper is worse on freshers. Those are the cons, the advantages and the cons to each type of barrier weapon that you have available this season. Right, so we're just gaining this ship. We're going to get a blind here, then do our Ascension. I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to delay the taken enemy spawn. So where I failed on the first one, I won't fail this time. So what I'm going to do is use my linear to keep stopping this unstop as I cap the payload. So the same theory works on this side as it did in the middle, where if you leave one add up, you don't spawn in the taken enemies. So you can do it twice in this area. Yeah, you can't. So it really does. There is a lot of different exploits with spawns in this Lake of Shadows, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't like it. I'd rather just do the GM as it is. With spawns, I do get picky about that. But if there's a Tormentor skip, I'll do it. Because I'm a little, what's the word? I'm a little bit more, accepting of that little exploit. The Tormentor one, because it saves 10 minutes. So, it is what it is. Alright, so this section, we're just going to get a blind in. Then we do our melee combo, our Ascension plus Tempest Strike. We get weak here, but we've got an orb behind us. This is a good place to fight, by the way, right here. It's actually quite nice. We've got a pummel, Bane. Yes, we would. Let's try Tempest Strike on him then. Perfect opportunity. What's it like? Oh, pretty nice. And it kills him. That was nice. Okay, so these adds. This is all standard stuff, this section. It really is. You're just going through the motions. We've got an unstop here. We're going to pull out our Fire and Forget in a minute. I might stun him with my melee. There we go. We stun him with Disorienting Blow. So sometimes I'll do that because it's more damage. So the reason why it's more damage is because you have stunned with an ability that would then save on your weapon for the damage. Yeah? So it's just a little bit, and the chances are you're going to get that ball charge strike as well, as opposed to just stunning him with the linear. So sometimes I'll do it like that. However, if that champ is not stunnable via my melee, Disorienting Blow, then I won't bother. I'll just stun him with the linear. I'm just saying that if I have opportunity, I will stun the overload, the unstop with my melee instead. Saves on ammo a little bit as well for heavy. Because heavy ammo, you've got to manage it, whereas special ammo, you don't need to manage it. So you could just stun with the linear and then use Supremacy. You'll see Supremacy melts unstops. It really, really does. Right, we're capping the payload. This unstop is enraged on us. That's fine. We've got an overshield because of the artifact mods. Look at the damage we're doing here. Pretty decent. That's without particle. That's actually more than decent. Remember, I haven't got particle on. Because you're going to make an endgame choice. Do you want limit break on or do you want particle on? And in this case, I wanted limit break on. Yeah. Just to enhance my Radiant Flux even more than what it already is. And it didn't hurt the run because the linear is useless at the boss fight anyways. So Lake of Shadows is a very weird GM. When you start doing it legit, it's a weird GM because 90% of the GM, precision weapons are favoured. When you get to the boss fight, precision weapons are useless. Yeah? So it's kind of like, you know, you're speccing for two different things. Witherhoard is king at the final boss. I didn't go with Witherhoard just because I couldn't get down with a good Void primary. I don't know, today. Maybe I should have done the Witherhoard run. It would have been far better for the boss fight. That's probably what I should have done, but I just ended up going with this because Luminarch just hits that hard as a primary, as opposed to say like a Void Bow or a Void Scout. Even a Void Auto is pretty good, but the Void Autos are lackluster on console at range. Bear that in mind. Once you start fighting at range with an auto rifle in PvE on console, you're gonna notice that it's a bit rubbish. And if you see a PC run, somebody uses a Void Auto, loads of people, it'll seem a little bit better because they just are a little bit more consistent on PC. Weapons that have intrinsic range drop-offs, like SMGs and auto rifles, are just worse. They perform worse on console. Alright? As opposed to PC. Because you've got recoil to consider, you've got all these other things. There's all these other different factors on console that changes the game. That's why bows are more valuable on console than auto rifles and stuff like that. Console relies heavily on longer range weapons in GMs as opposed to what a PC player would, because they haven't got any recoil to control. I know you don't want to hear it, but it doesn't matter what you want to hear. It's what the truth is. I'm just telling you exactly what it is. I know because I already ran a Void Primary today, so I know all about it. The run's longer because of it if you run a Void Primary. But the upside is that you would have Witherhoard on for the boss fight, which would be really good. That's where it would shine. Witherhoard's... The reason being is because Phalanx got up buffed. I'll talk about that as we get to the final boss. Right, Barrier Champ, we need to melt him. Look at Supremacy there doing the damage when we're under pressure. Off the Champ, stunning us and things. Still get the stun. It only takes 2 shots to stun a barrier, because 2 sniper shots will spawn kinetic tremors. Alright, for editing purposes, we're going to speed up some parts of this run, just because editing purposes, and I don't want the video too long, because I haven't got a lot to talk about Lake of Shadows. I've pretty much said everything I want to say about it, apart from the stuff on the boss fight, which you're going to get that when I get to the boss fight, aren't you? The commentary stuff. So, we're not going to cheese him either. I'm just going to run around the map and poison him. It's actually a little bit quicker doing it like this. You wouldn't think it would be, but it actually is. At least on a Hunter. On a Titan, no, because you can pitch up and barricade, and that's different. But on a Warlock and a Hunter that has less accessibility to bolt charge on demand, you're actually better just roaming the streets like this, doing damage behind the bus and stuff like that. It's actually a little bit quicker like this. It's no problem at all. We didn't take a long time killing the meatball because we've got a good loadout on for the meatball, haven't we? We've got crit weapons. We've got Supremacy. We've got a linear on. Doesn't have particle, but it still puts in work. A 3rd HP is the first set of wizards. That's when we'll super the wizards. Do not super the boss if you're going to copy this run. The reason being is because Radiant Flux Arcstaff cannot super the boss because he's a floating target. It is a fruitless endeavour to super him, not because I'm just saying it to you, because I've even tested it. If I've tested something, I'm not going to go to the trouble about lying about it. It's no good to super him. Don't believe me, go try it. Come back to me and say, oh yeah, you can't super the meatball with Raiden. Yeah, I know you can't. I told you that at the start. People don't like to listen. When I'm telling you things, right, it's all of it's based under the preposition that I've already tested it. It's not just me saying or ranting. It's nothing to do with that. It's no, I've tested these other things. They're not as good as this. Or they're not as good as that. It's already been all tested. See? That's what I'm on about. Now, Gathering Storm would have been better for the Gambit meatball, yeah. But it's not as good for the final boss, is it? You've got to build craft for the final boss as well. You can't just build craft for one boss because it's equipment locked. So it's fine. We've got crit weapons on to damage him. Alright, halfway, half HP. These orbs need to be shot. They're a one shot with the bow. Or we can snipe them. Interesting thing to note about how this arena actually works. The taken stuff on the floor rotates in a clockwise pattern. Yeah, it's crazy. It actually has a pattern to it, the taken stuff on the floor. So you're meant to do damage at the bus, then the lorry, then the platform in front of me, and then you rotate around the map. When you get a bit of taken on the floor, you rotate. You get a bit of taken on the floor, you rotate, cover. That's how you're meant to play this. You're not meant to be on a roof. You're not meant to be on the Citadel, whatever, Trossland real estate property. You're not meant to be on any of that. You're meant to be rotating the map like this. In actual fact, the meatball's probably better that you just rotate like this. It's actually easier, I think. On Hunter at least, but on a Titan it's different. Like I said to you, because of the pitch up ability of Jolt on demand with Storm's Keep. Use super for wizards, of course, that's straightforward. We'll just speed this footage along now because you've seen what we do. We spam our Ascension. Okay, that's Spark of Focus that as well, which is really good with Ascension because we keep, look, Spark of Focus is proc, look. See, the reason why I run Spark of Focus is because you can run a low mobility stat and not be messed up by that for Ascension usage. So Spark of Focus is a band-aid if you have a low mobility stat. But in PvE, you don't rock a high mobility stat. Only certain builds you will rock a high mobility stat, like Night Stalker. Alright. My play style is generally Resilience, Grenade, then Recovery if we can get a little bit of that. Because Recovery is important on builds that do not contain Devour, Starless Executioner and stuff, and Arc Hunter does not contain those things. So when we're playing on a build like that, recovery is actually more of a factor. Can be more of a factor. Meatball's done, 17 minutes in. That's actually pretty good. That's not too bad, actually. On a Hunter, that's not bad going so far. Okay, this room here is also not too bad, but we do get some nice footage, nice gameplay. So we'll get a Tempest Strike and a Flashbang. Then we've got our Tempest Strike to use again. Flashbang's really good now, and I don't know when it became really good, but it was bad for a long time, was Flashbang Grenade. But I don't know what it is, but over the last maybe month or so, Flashbangs just became something that people are choosing to use over Pulse. It's got less damage than Pulse, but the utility outweighs Pulse at times. It's actually really nice, is Flashbang, because it's not just good on champs. It's good on blind and tormentors, and it's good on blind and miners. Look at the melt there. Did you see the melt there with Supremacy? That is quicker than Tina's for damage against champ. But like I said, Tina's has other advantages that a sniper would not have. For example, better on ad clear, better on freshers. But like I say, I'm using Supremacy for a change. I don't want to keep using Tina in every single run. It does get boring to me if I keep using the same weapon of any type. So I was like, yeah, let me use Supremacy instead. I haven't used it. I want to see what it's like in the run. I'm not bothered. Let me see what it's like. And I've got Unstop on my heavy anyways, so I don't need Chill Clip Primary. Okay, we're gonna super the barrier. We're gonna get our amplify buff for the limit break buff. We'll do Ascension in the air, then slam down, melt all these adds. We're gonna kill the barrier at the end on second shield break. Watch. Light, light, heavy. See you later. I sent that champ to the next dimension. That's what I did. Unbelievable super that way. It honestly, being able to melt, it can actually melt all three champs. Because you can use Ascension in your super, you can jolt targets. That would kill Overload. Number 2, it blinds targets, so it will kill an unstop in the super. And finally, it can bypass barrier. It can bypass a barrier champ's shield mechanic, as long as you're quick enough. With the light, light, heavy. That's literally it. We're just farming our super back. We want our super back because I'm gonna use my super to an advantageous location. I don't do the full skip on the freshers. Half and half. I don't skip them entirely, but I do get a better position on them to get them to kill them. Look at this. This is why Zealous Banes, they are enraged. I had no idea because I killed a Zealous Bane, right? Well, it enraged all the Scions, and I nearly died because of that. I was like, what? Why are these ads pushing? It's because of Zealous Bane, see? That is exactly why Zealous Banes are the most unpredictable champ Bane type that we have in the game. Pop Amplified with Ascension. You're going to run past these ads. Amplified will allow that so you don't get hit too much. Then we're going to pop a super. Kill the ads in this middle room. That's what we're going to do. We'll get weak there, way more weaker than what I would anticipate from the fresher. So we just guard. That was actually kind of a slight mistake by me. I should have come in this room a little bit sooner. But that's fine. We haven't died, so we're all right. Okay, so fresher damage. I'm just going to kill them, right? Just going to get rid of them. Yeah, you can skip freshers by killing an ultra bar at the back of the map. It's highly risky, though. It really is. You can have your run end by not doing it in time. I have had it where you kill the ultra, and as you kill the ultra, the fresher kills you while you're in super. So it's a little risky doing it, and it's 50-50 whether you get the ultra to be killed or not. So I decided on the run, I'm not skipping the freshers. I'll just kill them. It's no big deal. I'm just killing them, look. Well, it is a big deal in terms of ammo, a little bit. But we haven't got many champs to kill, though, now. So it's overall okay. And like I told you, our weapons are pretty much useless at the final boss anyways. Well, they're not useless, but they're useless on the boss. Definitely useless on the boss, but not on some of the ads. Right, this fresher is down. When will he die? Now he's dead. Thank God for that. Alright, we need to kill these ads, though. I need to get rid of these ultra bars, so I'm going to do that. We're going to actually farm our super up as well, because we're going to get it that quick. By the time I think about it, I'll have my super. Look, 3/4. 90%. 95%. 100%. Boom, we have super. Let's just go and kill these ads quickly. 23 minutes in, not too bad so far, but remember, we're doing a legit boss run. We're not cheesing. Remember, Arc Staff does blind, but the heavy attack needs to hit. The heavy attack needs to hit. We melt all these ads. I'm looking for ammo drops, thinking about that a little bit. We've got full special. That's good. We blind this Shadow Guard, Legionary, whatever. There we go, and we're done. Okay, let's talk about Tormentor Skip. This is exactly why I'm doing it, because I think it's interesting. And I think it's very easy for hunters to pull off. Because I was thinking, how can we get to the cheese spot without a grapple? Or a stasis grenade? Well, this is how you do it. You get speed booster to the left-hand side, which is very easy to do. You just pop Ascension. But you need another Ascension to get up top. Here we go, look. Jump twice, then Ascension up the wall. Jump to your left, grapple, mantle, then come to this location, wait for turn back zone to reset. Boom, jump across. There you go, Tormentor Skip done. There you go. Remember, I've killed Tormentor today. I've showed you the clip of me melting them. So I'm confident that my super can do it. But for the sake to save 10 minutes, we'll just do this. You know, I think I'm giving you so much back. I'm saying, look, you know, I'm doing the boss legit. No, I've got no invis. I've got no Devour. I've got no Restoration. I've maybe got Hellfire Monarch. That's pretty much it. Alright, so this is going to be a good strat for Titan. I shouldn't be showing you my strats. I'm showing you them too soon, aren't I? Look at this. Look at where we're standing. This isn't a cheese. You can't say it is. It's not a cheese. I'm standing in the window. There's nothing wrong with that. Did you see a sign before we came here saying you couldn't? The roof is off limits. Yeah, that's a cheese, I agree. But this isn't. I'll tell you why it isn't. Because this spot's no good later on. It's good. It's all right now. But it's no good for later on. The window strat's no good. The reason being is because the boss can tether you and kill you in here. Also, look, he's nearly killing me. So, yeah, you can use it here and there, the window strat, but not much. Okay, so this boss room has Taken Infested Floor. To clear the Taken Infestation, you need to clear the nodes. They will spawn every... I'm going to keep an eye on it, I don't know. Well, let's see on the run. I'll clear the final node and we'll see how long it takes to clear the room. Okay, we're going to use a super as soon as add wave. What's that, 10%? No, maybe 5 to 10. 5 to 10% you get your first add wave. I use a super for that because I've got one to use. The knights are the most awkward to super. Definitely. Especially when you got all that taken stuff on the floor. Super's just about done. I could have done a little bit more damage to the boss, but I'm like, no, because I'm weak. Exit strategy. You got to think about exit strategy. We're weak. You can't just go invis right now. We go back to the window. Have we cleared the final node? Right, here we go. Have we cleared it? I want that timestamp. Right, what's the timestamp? Okay, 27 minutes. So let's see when the nodes come back. We're 27 minutes. I want to see how quickly. I'm figuring this out as we go. I don't know. With the nodes. So, we're doing damage with the Monarch. Yes, we can hit his shield and poison him, but it's not doing a lot of damage. That's why this run took so long, is because I can't damage the boss, because what's his name? Garth. Yeah? He got massive buff. Phalanx shield. But, look, I can't create... There we go. What's the timestamp? 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds, you have to clear the infestation. So, you get 40 seconds of damage before you need to reset. There you go. We found it out. We figured it out on the run. I would assume that every phase is like that, a 40-second timer. It's an estimated guess. That's all it is. But yeah, we're just doing our damage. But what are we doing here? We are passively getting our super back. So we can effectively super every single phase. Map rotation is critical. Uselot wanted a no cheese run, so here it is. Here's a no cheese run, no devour, no restoration, no health. How do we play the room? Because it's small. The answer is very simple. Map rotation. Map rotation. Once you learn this arena, you could do it with white gear. Anybody could. But you've got to go through the pain process of learning the arena, which most of us won't learn the arena because the cheese is up. And I would say that's not a problem because I've cheesed many times on this GM also. But what I would say is, you know, I think it's give the game a chance and do the run, you know, cheese free as well. You know, so I think there's a justification for both a cheese run and a non-cheese run, and I think people should attempt both. The cheese run for loot, for quick clear, and then if you want to have fun at the back end of the week, a no cheese run. Alright, we pop super, like I said, every damage phase, every add wave, sorry. The knights are the problem, but you only get one knight per phase. I was surprised, I thought you would probably get 2 knights per phase, that's not true at all. See, because we're taking each wave as it comes, it's not too much of a problem. There's once or twice where I nearly did wipe. Once or twice, but I got this first goal legit, so it's not that much of a problem. Is it? It's not that much of a problem to do this, and I'm not on the... You know, if I was on Prismatic Hunter with bells and whistles, man, this fight's not too bad at all, really, is it? There's not that many... Look, there's no champs, there's no Banes. I don't believe Banes spawn on this fight. I have not seen a Bane spawn once. So, I don't think Banes spawn here. I think it's highly unlikely that they do, because if they did, I would have got one, definitely. There's no way I got that lucky. There's no way I got lucky and didn't get one Bane. I think Bungie are individually balancing encounters, and this is one encounter that they said, right, no Banes here. Yeah, because it would be unfair. A Drain Captain would be unfair. Although, hang on a sec, did I get a Bane? No, you do. I'm telling lies to you. You actually can get a Bane, now I'm thinking about it. I end up getting a Bane. You'll see the Bane, what type of Bane I get. So actually, I'm telling them false. I'm telling you a lie. But it doesn't matter because I recorrected it 30 seconds later. So it's not a lie if I recorrected it. Damage. We're doing our passive damage. We've got super. It's no big deal if we don't have one. I thought it was a big deal on the run for sure. I was like, yeah, I probably need a super for every night phase. And I didn't. Although it makes it more consistent. My crit weapons are useless. This is where Witherhoard would have been very good in this. Also, Malfeasance with Lucky Pants would have been very good in this as well. That would have been very good. It would have been much better for the boss fight. But getting up to the boss fight would have been a little bit worse because you haven't got a good super. Therefore, you would use something else. You would probably go Prismatic Lucky Pants. Yeah. Now, you wouldn't go Lucky Pants on a Arc Hunter, would you? There's no benefit, really. You may as well just go on Prismatic at that case. But the reason why I stayed on Arc is for Raiden. Because of what it did to the Tormentor today. And what it can do to bosses. And it can solo one-cycle champs. I think there's utility there. There's a reason to still play Arc Hunter for those reasons I've just said. Even though it might lack survivability in its kit like what Prismatic Hunter might. It might. It might do, but not everything's tuned to be like a Prismatic class. But that is a problem in the game right now, is that all the new content, and even some of the old content like this, is getting updated to be based on the assumption that you're running Prismatic. But the game is ignorant and is forgetting that there's Arc, Solar, Void, Stasis and Strand, and Bungie still hasn't fully addressed single element subclasses in the game. Light with the Roman super buff, that's not enough because Prismatic also gets that. So in order for to swing the pendulum, they need to have it so that light subclasses have some other neutral gameplay. That's like Transcendence, maybe a light version of light of Transcendence. But in a different way. I've spoken at this at length. I've made loads of videos about it as well. Since over the last 6 months, I've made videos about it. I've made community polls about it. I've spoken about ideas of what they can do. They need to do it. Some people are saying sunset all elements so that you just have Prismatic, and I don't want that either. I don't think I want that. People are saying, just have it all on one class. So that you can have Arc, you can rock a full Arc class for new players, and then for advanced players, they start going to Prismatic. The upshot would be is that Prismatic would have access to Raiden's Arc staff. It would have access to every super in the game. That is a good thing, but I don't know if Bungie can balance it. See, the Prismatic kit that you've got, believe it or not, it's balanced so that the game's not fully broken. Although it kind of is with Prismatic Consecration Titan, isn't it? But if there was, like for example, if you could use Daybreak Solar on a Prismatic Warlock, it would be game over. If you could run Chaos Reach on Prismatic, it would be game over. Like for the mono classes, it would be literally game over. So they're trying to save some things for full elements while only giving you a certain few build kits for Prismatic. It presents a problem because Prismatic Hunter feels very boring to me. Apart from Ascension spam, it's real boring. I hate Prismatic Hunter. No, I don't hate Prismatic Hunter. I just think it's super boring now. I've played Prismatic Hunter loads. I've got loads of Prismatic Hunter videos out there. I think some of you think I don't play Hunter. Of course I do. I've been playing Hunter for years. I've got 10 years worth of experience on a Hunter. I know what it is to be a Hunter. I'm just saying they're boring. I just think Titan and Warlock are they're so much more appealing for PvE. Whereas the Hunter is very one-dimensional. These are the builds you use. Mask of Fealty, Inmost Light Cryo, exotic class item. Celestial Nighthawk, Lucky Pants. Yeah, the general outliers. There's no secrets on Hunter. They have buffed the gauntlets, the sealed Amkara gauntlet things. I haven't tried them yet. That's interesting, for sure. But other than that, there's nothing interesting enough on Hunter. I don't know. I am going to make Hunter videos. I'm not trying to talk myself out of it. I'm just saying, you know, look, I think Hunters were made for PvP. Like, when Destiny 2 was in its lab, okay, Hunter's a PvP class, Warlock and Titan a PvE class. That's anybody starting this game new, I would recommend start as a Titan or a Warlock. Hunter, no, it's got a higher skill ceiling. There's things you can do in endgame with Hunter, but for newer players, no, it's no good. You need to go to something else. Having Devour, Restoration, stuff like that in your kit is so important. And it's kind of annoying that Prismatic Hunter does not have Devour in its kit, although it does have Stylus Executioner, but that is one-dimensional. So now the boss has started to tether us. Notice, though, you can use Ascension to get out of his tether. So it's not game over if he tethers us, but it can be. It could be a game over, but it didn't end up being a game over. I'm just saying that I can use Ascension to get amplified and spin out of his tether. It's actually quite cool. Look, I'm tethered again. What's the radius on that tether? That's probably 5-6 meters. That's important to know, because if he tethers us close, do I need to run away? Look, here we go, he tethers. Boom! That's maybe less, yeah, 4-5 meters. Look at that. He has got me tethered now there. But I'm behind the box, using the box strats. It's all about map rotation. It's all about map rotation. Look at my flashbang doing massive damage there with a bolt charge stack. Does such good damage compared to what it used to do years ago, flashbang. Once of a flashbang would just tickle enemies and you would never want to use it for anything in the game. But nowadays everything's changed. I do recommend on arc builds, yeah, run flashbang, it's really good. Don't have to run pulse grenade every time, although pulse is technically the best grenade on arc, and it is, but the utility offered by flashbang is really good. So yeah, we're keeping our restoration of the taken floor, although look what's happened. There's taken all over the place, so we hadn't shot the thing in time. So I don't exactly know. Maybe it's infecting the floor quicker the longer that the nodes are up. I don't exactly know how that taken infestation thing's working. Maybe it's like slowly infesting the ground the longer the time goes on. I don't know. Because everything was lit up there with taken energy on the floor. And I had one node left. So boss is down to a third. Yeah, damage has been terrible because look, I can't crit him. I can't crit the boss. He's hiding his crit. Bungie buff phalanxes. They stealth buffed him and didn't tell us. How criminal of them, man. I don't mind when they stealth buff things. Hey, they stealth buffed it. It was a surprise. So what? I'm not too bothered about it, but some other people are bothered about it and was annoyed about it. It is a bit much. Yeah, I do agree. Especially for this boss fight it is. Look, I can't do anything with him. Look at that. The Ascension spin right off his tether. No problem at all. We are weak here. The taken floor starts to go away just as. That's fine. So getting rid of those nodes as soon as possible is dead important. It is. But yeah, this was, like I say, your legit boss run. You know, we used it with arguably a fantastic super in the game, but obviously my neutral game's lacking. I am aware of that. But it gives you an idea of what a legit run looks like on the boss fight, at least. That's non-prismatic, and this is what it looks like. You know, so... Because what I'm seeing is... Right, so here's the thing. The selector node is up, so I can solo any GM that I want. And I actually love that. But when I'm soloing the other GMs, people are commenting saying, wait, how do you solo other GMs? I thought it was only Lake of Shadows, that's what they're saying. And you need to guild your Conqueror Seal at least once. For those newer players, you need to check your triumphs and do a load of tasks. It will say complete a GM with a Stasis subclass, complete a GM with an Arc subclass. Although to note, if you complete a Battlegrounds GM, it will not count as a GM. Isn't that crazy? Told you Battleground GMs weren't GMs. They don't even count for the Triumph. I know because somebody told me. That's crazy, bro. Doesn't even count. Look at the damage we do there to him at the end there. So there you go, look. A legit run showing you every single individual phase on the boss fight. Showing you how it actually is meant to be played. That's your Lake of Shadows for the week. We'll probably move on to some other GMs now. You've had your Lake of Shadows runs. Let me now have some fun with some other GM. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.